With us is Matthew Malstead of thatbaltimorephotographer.com. Welcome, Matthew. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I got into photography through my mother. She was an amateur photographer, so I've been doing it my whole life. I had a job as the staff photographer for a Tibetan rug importer for about a decade before setting off on my own as an independent photographer with my business, That Baltimore Photographer. I was doing that for about a year before COVID hit, and since the pandemic, I've been doing the photography's gone to a side project, and now I'm actually a motorcycle mechanic.
Fantastic. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. It is.
Well, do you have everything up on your screen? Do you want to get started?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to go. We're starting with the novice monochrome, correct?
Yes, we'll start with novice monochrome.
All right.
Let's make sure that we have you sorted by file name. I'm going to
Yep.
bring everything up on the
I'm
screen.
with you.
Okay. And what we do is we go through the entire list first. I will go through them and I will read the names, and then once we're done, we'll go back to this image number 1, and we'll have you give any thoughts on any critique on that, and we'll also let you give us an in or an out. Now, we don't need to rush to get down to, for this competition, that would be 6 final images, a first through fourth, and 2 honorable mentions. We can go through as many times as we need to, so don't feel rushed to do that. Okay.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Number 1, Jackson. Number 2, B&A Trail Lighthouse. Number 3, Cascade. Number 4, Cleaning the Dome. Number 5, Cloudy Side, Sunny Side. Number 6, Game of Thrones. Number 7, Geometric and Curves. Number 8, Lots of Rain. Number 9, Ostrich Neck. Number 10, Pearlman. Number 11, Pointing to Heaven. Number 12, Quiet on the Beach. Number 13, Sailing with Wind. Number 14, Spiral Staircase. Number 15, Staircase Chandelier. And that's it. We're going to go ahead and reset back to number 1, Jackson. And Matthew, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. I'm going to say in with this one. I like the, there's a mysterious feel to the photo, not being able to see his face, kind of wondering whether it's a somber thing, whether he's excited. So there's just a little bit of a story going on that is engaging me, and that's why I'm selecting it.
Did you want that one in or out?
In.
Okay, number 1 is in. Number 2, B&A Trail Lighthouse.
All right, I'm going to say out for this one. It has good tonal range, and it's nice use of the crop, or not the crop, the composition of off-centering it and putting it over to the left side of the frame. But there's just not enough for me to really engage on other than the general composition.
Okay, number 2, B&A Trail Lighthouse is out. 3, Cascade.
I'm going to say in for this one. Nice long shutter speed to get that silky look to the water. Good flow and good tonal range. There's some whites, some blacks, and nice variation of gray in between. So I'm going to say in.
Number 3 is in. Number 4, Cleaning the Dome.
I'm going to say out on this one. I do really enjoy all of the geometrical elements of this. I like that leading line of the rail that brings you into the to the worker there doing the cleaning. But all of that black on the left side is just a little bit too much for me.
Okay, number 4 is out. Cleaning the dome. Number 5, cloudy side, sunny side.
I'm going to say out for this one, especially with the title being about the clouds. They're just so far up in the frame that that's not really what's drawing my attention. I'm mostly just kind of looking down at the bottom of the pier and not really getting to the clouds.
Was that one out? I'm sorry.
Yes, that's
Yes,
out.
cloudy side, sunny side. Okay, number 5, cloudy side, sunny side is out. Number 6, Game of Thrones.
I'm going to say in with this one. I enjoyed the moodiness of this scene. Um, just it's a pretty straightforward crop, but it works for it of having it centered and just having it be a straight geometric photo.
Number 6 is in. Number 7, geometric and curves.
I'm going to say out for this one. I do like the repetition and the perspective leading you down the frame, but I would have preferred it to be a landscape crop that really enhances that leading line or that perspective rather than the portrait that I feel like it's fighting the composition.
Okay,
And again, that's out.
okay, number 7 is out. Number 8, lots of rain.
It's definitely well named with the title. I can tell that there is a downpour coming through this. Yeah, I feel like the rain kind of hurts you on the sharpness, and I can't tell if anything's really in focus, and that's bothering me. So I'm going to say out because of that.
Okay, number 8 is out. Number 9, ostrich neck.
This is a nice, fun one. It's a really seems really nice and sharp on the eye, which I'm really glad about. That's you really need to make sure to hit that focus when you have the eyes in the frame like that, and you're presenting it so prominently. I also do enjoy the ostrich's neck or being the same as the lines in the back, creating a strong vertical sense in the photo. So I'm going to say in.
Okay, number 9 is in. Number 10, Perlman.
I'm going to say out for this one. Um, I'm not really sure what my main subject is here. If I'm just looking at this text on the door or if it's something else that I'm supposed to be focusing on. I just, yeah, don't have a strong sense of the subject matter in this photo.
Okay, number 10 is out. Number 11, pointing to heaven.
I'm going to say out on this one as well. I'm not sure if that sky is really blown out or if this thing was selected and placed on a white background. Yeah, the white is just too strong and overpowering this church in the foreground.
Okay, number 11 is out. 12, quiet on the beach.
Going to say out on this one as well. I do appreciate using the rule of thirds, having the sky in the upper part of the frame, and I like using the gentle curve of the water line to lead you into the lone person, or is that a couple up there? But yeah, I'd like them to be maybe a little bit more prominently focused. So I'm going to say out.
Number 12 is out. 13, sailing with wind.
I'm also going to say out on this one as well. It's a very good exposure, but it's not sharp enough for me. It looks like, yeah, I'm not seeing any sharpness from the actual sailors. Only the 43 on the one sail seems sharp, and everything else seems kind of fuzzy to me.
Okay.
So I'm going to say out.
Number 13 is out. 14, spiral staircase.
I'm going to say in on this one. It's extremely sharp, very well done on that. The exposure is wonderfully done, and also the cropping of doing a square crop and not just sticking with the standard camera aspect ratio really sells this one.
Okay, number 14 is in. 15, staircase chandelier.
I'm going to say in on this one as well. This is another one where I enjoy the moodiness of the scene, and then the composition, the geometrical elements, that angular line going across while you have the swooping curves of the balconies coming across. They all complement each other. Really nice.
Okay, I think that leaves us with exactly 6, doesn't it?
How does it?
Let me go back, and we're going to filter out all the unflagged images. Let me see. Let me double check because I think I missed a couple of them here. Make sure I catch up. Okay. Let me make sure we have all the ones we're supposed to have. Jackson, Cascade, Game of Thrones, Ostrich Neck, Spiral Staircase, and Staircase Chandelier. Do you have the same ones here, Matthew?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. Now, since you were magical enough to get us exactly the 6, we just need to we can either go from first through fourth and then 2 honorable mentions, or we can go kind of in reverse. Honorable mentions first, and then work our way up from there.
Let's do the honorable mentions first.
Okay.
All right. The first honorable mention is going to be the Cascades.
Okay.
The next one would be Jackson.
All right.
And then we will go to, well, that's next is still an honorable mention, correct?
No, we're now on fourth place.
Okay, fourth place. Fourth place will be the Ostrich.
Okay.
Third place will be the Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Second place will be the Staircase Chandelier. And first place will be the Spiral Staircase.
Okay, perfect. Let me bring these up, and we will announce our winners from tonight. Honorable mention to Doug Wood for Cascade. Honorable mention to Elaine Hambley for Jackson. Fourth place to Paul Wilcox with Ostrich Neck. Third place to Doug Wood with Game of Thrones. Second place to Julie Bennett with Staircase Chandelier. And first place to Paul Wilcox for Spiral Staircase. Congratulations, everyone. Please be sure to share your images on our Facebook group and give us some more information about where it was shot. A little bit of idea on what you were thinking about when you went ahead and shot those. Congratulations, everyone. Matthew, are we ready to go over to Unlimited Monochrome?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let me make sure I have all my my filters and flags cleared. Okay. I'm gonna, as we did before, I'll read the names and numbers, and then we'll come back and we'll get ins, outs, and critiques. Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
Number 1, After the Fire. Number 2, Air Force Lines. Number 3, Australian War Memorial. Number 4, balconies. I'm sorry, I think we had 2 3? We had 2 3s in there, so I'm just going to say 3, Australian War Memorial, 3, balconies, and then we'll go to 4, Capitol Peak Trail. 5, Christina. 6, church window design. 7, Combe Ridge. 8, Cumberland Station. 9, the Bates Reading Room. 9B, Eagle Branch. 10, End of Civilization. 11, First Cast. 12, Flight 93 Memorial. 13, Gear Chain. 14, Inlet Escape. 15, Make Me an Offer. 16, Marching Chargers. 17, Sand Fence. 18, Sandy Shell. 19, Silky Falls. 20A, Starry Starry Night. 20B, Revolutionary Pulpit. 21, Station. 22, Warp. And I think that was it. Let's go back to the first one and we'll go through some of our images have we had a couple in here that had the same number. We had a couple A's and a couple B's. That means absolutely nothing. It's just something that that makes it a little bit easier to randomize them up. So it's not like they're set images or anything. So don't worry about any of them. But Matthew, when you're ready, we'll get you started on number 1, which is After the Fire.
All right. I'm going to say out for this one. I have a lot of interest about this from the title and it being a after fire scene, but it does feel mostly like a documentary photo. And I'm just not feeling that much connection to it other than it captured a significant moment.
Okay, number 1 is out. Number 2, Air Force Lines.
I do enjoy the composition for this one, but to me, this kind of crosses the line of photography to digital art. And so for that aspect, I'm going to say out.
Okay, number 2, Air Force Lines is out. 3, Australian War Memorial.
I'm going to say in for this one. I enjoy the composition. It's a very good architectural shot of having everything centered up to where, yeah, the symmetry is spot on. The arches are the same on each side. The reflection works well, weighted against the rest of the building versus the rest of the sky as well. And I appreciate the tonal range in here. So I'm going to say in.
Okay, 3, Australian War Memorial is in. And 3, balconies.
I'm going to say in for this one. I do enjoy just it being a sheer geometric pattern almost, and it does kind of it feels like it kind of captures this time period right now of the pandemic, that this seems like a hotel that usually would have people out on it and it's just empty.
Number 3 is in. 4, Capitol Peak Trail.
I'm going to say out for this one, though I do really enjoy the photo. But the thing I don't enjoy is I think I'd like to see this one in color rather than black and white. But I do enjoy the composition of the mountains being up there in the top third and then having the lone hiker down there in the bottom third with that grove of trees that separates them and the nice windy road that leads you into it. But yeah, I'd kind of want to see this photo in color.
Okay.
So I'm going to say out.
Number 4, Capitol Peak Trail is out. 5, Christina.
I'm going to say in for this one. It's nice, sharp focus on her face. The eyes are in focus. I like the leading line sending you straight up to her. Um, just solid portrait.
Okay, number 5 is in. 6, Church Window Design.
Going to say in for this one. Another good architectural photo. I enjoy the symmetry again. And I actually kind of like the little bit of the tree that comes in on the right side that actually, even though I was just complimenting on the symmetry, I like that it isn't completely symmetry due to that tree coming in. It gives it just a little bit of I don't know, an oddball quality that I kind of enjoy. So I'm saying in.
Number 6 is in. Number 7, Combe Ridge.
Going to say in for this one as well. I really enjoy the balance of this photo, even though it's not symmetrical, but there is a great balance of the reflection of the mountains, or well, I guess more so the hills, um, in the water there, and then the bit of ground in the lower left-hand corner that contrasts the sky in the upper left-hand corner. And there's just that nice kind of V that goes from the right side to the left side, or the left side to the right, whichever. But yeah, I enjoy the balance in this photo, and it's a really great tonal range as well.
Okay,
So I'm saying in.
number 7 is in. Number 8, Cumberland Station.
I'm going to say out for this one. My main reason being that it's a little too dark for my taste. I'd really like to see some more detail in these locomotives here, but it's just a little bit too dark for me. I do love the moodiness and just the almost timeless nature of the photo, though.
But number 8's out.
It is out, yes.
Okay, number 8, Cumberland Station is out. Number 9A, the Bates Reading Room.
I'm going to say out for this one. Well, it is another architectural one with good symmetry that I appreciate those aspects. It's a little too heavy on the ceiling, and it also seems a little too grainy for me. So I'm taking it out for those reasons.
Okay, 9A, the Bates Reading Room is out. 9B, Eagle Branch.
I'm going to say out for this one. The eagle is nice and sharp. That's a really good capture for that. But the vignette on this is too much for me. It's a little too obvious, and you can kind of see like the white lines in the corner where it was created. So that just takes away from the majesty of that eagle there, and I'm pulling it for that reason.
Okay, 9B, Eagle Branch is out. 10, End of Civilization.
I'm going to say out on this one. I do enjoy the low perspective on this one, and one part that I do really enjoy is those fluorescent lights in the ceiling, how they are off-centered. I don't know, there's a little bit of, again, kind of oddball quality that I like in that, but it just doesn't stack up to the rest of the competition, to be quite honest. So I'm taking it out for that.
Okay, 10, End of Civilization is out. 11, First Cast.
This is a nice, relaxing photo. I wish I was there as well. But I'm going to say out for this. Yeah, other than the serenity that I get from it, there's again, it just doesn't stack up to the rest of the competition in my mind.
Okay, 11, First Cast is out. 12, Flight 93 Memorial.
I'm going to say in for this one. I appreciate the strong geometrical elements, the shadow and light play, and kind of the overall simplicity that this image is to still that this the simplicity that this image uses and is still a very high quality image in my opinion. In.
Okay, number 12 is in. 13, Gear Chain.
I'm going to say out for this one. It's just a little too soft for my taste. I'd really like to see those cotter pins going through the chain to be a bit sharper. I do appreciate the composition, having the chain go across the diagonal of the frame and having just a little bit of the sprocket come in from the right side, but I do wish it was sharper. Out.
Number 13, Gear Chain is out. 14, Inlet Escape.
In for this one, I really appreciate using the shrubbery in the foreground to frame the boat and just to give the image some more depth than what it usually would have. So yeah, I'm gonna say in.
Okay, 14's in. 15, Make Me an Offer.
Going to say out for this one. This scene's just a little bit too high key for my taste. It seems like there should be a little bit more black and just dark shades in here, and there's just very few to be found. I'm going to say out.
Okay, number 15, Make Me an Offer is out. 16, Marching Chargers.
This one I'm also going to say out. I do appreciate that it almost kind of plays with old gas pumps, but using the new charging stations in the place. But I can kind of see the burning work that's been done around the leaves, and also the crop on the image feels a bit too tight and not completely straight, as on the right side I see a bit of a white seam, and also on the bottom left side I see that as well. So I'm going to say out.
16, Marching Chargers is out. 17, Sand Fence.
I'm going to say out on this one as well. It's a nice simplistic scene. I do enjoy that you have that good repetition or that good leading line that goes across the diagonal of the frame. But honestly, this image is just a little bit too familiar. I feel like I've seen this numerous times before and it doesn't really do too much different. So I'm going to say out.
Number 17, Sand Fence is out. Number 18, Sandy Shell.
This is another one where I'm going to say out for kind of a similar reason as the last one. This image just feels rather familiar without like setting itself apart as its own image. Um, it is nice and sharp on the shell. I get a lot of detail in that sand, but other than a detailed shell in the sand, it's not really doing much for me.
Okay, number 18, Sandy Shell is out. Number 19, Silky Falls.
I'm going to say out on this one. It is a really good capture of running water. Again, nice long shutter speed to get that silky look. But the image quality seems kind of low. It looks, I don't know, it just looks a bit gritty for me, and that takes me away from the image.
Okay, number 19, Silky Falls is out. 20A, Starry, Starry Night.
Going to say out for this one. I do really enjoy this long exposure, and that's kind of a very well done long exposure. I'm wondering if it might be a composite to get the stars and the city in there at the same time, or the street view at the same time. Um, but this is one again where I'd kind of prefer to see this in color than black and white. So I'm going to say out.
Okay, 20A, Starry, Starry Night is out. 20B, Revolutionary Pulpit.
Going to say out on this one as well. That bright window back there is just a little bit too distracting from me, and I just kind of keep staring out the window rather than looking at the actual pulpit. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna say out.
Okay, 20B, Revolutionary Pulpit is out. 21, Station.
I'm going to say in for this one. Um, a very well framed architectural scene or architectural image. I do like how you have that station pretty much there in the center, but you have the tracks that lead you up to it, but then veer off to the side. It's just has nice balance to the whole image. It's sharp and it just has a nice mood to it.
Okay, 21 is in. 22, Warp.
I'm going to say out on this one. I really feel like this image, that the main focus of the image to me is the reflection of the driver over on the right hand side. I would have I would have made that the focus of the photo and tried to capture his reflection with that streaking of the tunnel going by behind him. The the front of the bus window just looking out towards the tunnel really doesn't do much for me.
Okay, 22, Warp is out. And I believe that's the end of our images. Let's go back to our thumbnail view and see how many we've got. I have 8 photos left. Do you have the same thing, Matthew?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. We just need to, we can do a couple things here. We can either take one more image out, or we can just go ahead and start placing. And then whatever you don't place into an honorable mention or a first through fourth will just fall off the end.
Um, I'm going to take the church window out.
Okay, church window design. That's number 4 on the screen, or the file name is number 6. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay, that one's out. We now have 7. You can place however you'd like.
All right. I guess let's do the same as before. We'll start from the bottom and work our way up.
Okay.
All right. So the first honorable mention, I'm going to go with the balconies.
Balconies. Number 3 is honorable mention.
The next honorable mention will be the inlet escape.
Number 14, Inlet Escape, is honorable mention.
After that, I will go to the Flight 93 Memorial.
Okay. That will be our third honorable mention. And then just first through fourth.
All right. For fourth place, I'm going to do the sorry, covering my mouth. Australian War Memorial will be the fourth place.
All right.
Third place will be Christina.
Okie dokie.
And then we're at third place, correct?
Where are we at? We're at second place now.
Oh, we're at second place
Mhm.
now. Okay. Second place is the what is the station RSS,
Right? Mm-hmm.
and first place will be the Combe Ridge.
Okay, let me put these through here first. HM, RSS, and I think we're good. Let me read these back. Our winners for tonight. Honorable mention to Balconies, Louis Sapienza. Honorable mention to Inlet Escape, John Milliker. Honorable mention to Flight 93 Memorial, Ron Piper. Fourth place, Mike Thomas with Australian War Memorial. Third place to Fred Venezia with Christina. Second place, Richard Stolarski with Station. And first place to Ron Pfeiffer with Combe Ridge. Congratulations, everyone. Please be sure to share your images in the Facebook group and tell us how you shot them and what you were thinking when you created them. Excellent. Are we ready to go to some more colorful images?
Yep. Novice color.
Yes. Ready to go?
Yes.
Here we go. 1, baptism water flowing. 2, bird on fence line. 3, clawfoot. 4, farmhouse lane. 5, journey's end. 6, picking flowers. 7, pottery and silver storage. 8, romantic moonlight. 9, it says Salisbury, but might be Salisbury. 10, sunny Severn. 11, swerved. 12, the past and present. 13, the Prado restaurant. 14, Vatican directions. 15, Virgin River. And that's the end. Let's go back to 1. I will announce the name. Number 1, baptism water flowing. Turn it over to you, Matthew.
All right. I'm going to say in for this one. It's kind of just a really great storytelling photo. The part that I actually really love in this photo is the girl in the red that you can just see like that one kind of shocked eye peering out from underneath the sleeve. But yeah, just a strong element or really strong photo.
Okay, number 1 is in. Number 2, bird on fence line.
Going to say in for this one as well. It's extremely well lit, extremely sharp, and just a really solid capture.
Okay, number 2 is in. 3, clawfoot.
Going to say out for this one. It's just not. I mean, if you're the clawfoot is the predominant subject of the photo, it's just hidden down there in the corner, and I'm mostly just looking at kind of straight lines, and yeah, it's not really doing much for me.
Okay, number 3 is out. 4, farmhouse lane.
Going to say in for this one. I kind of appreciate just the nostalgic feeling that this photo has. I'm not sure if this is film or if this is some processing to give it a film look, but it just has a nice kind of vintage nostalgic feel.
Okay, number 4 is in. 5, journey's end.
Going to say out for this one. The foreground is just a little too bright for me, and I end up kind of stuck at the beginning of this driveway. Um, yeah, I'd like to see the bottom third of the photo just kind of maybe darken down, so it's not as prominent and your eye can actually venture up into that driveway and explore around a bit more. So I'm saying out.
Number 5, journey's end is out. 6, picking flowers.
I'm going to say in on this one. It's another one that has a nice kind of nostalgic feel to it. And I do like this is a case where I do like the people in the background being a little bit out of focus. I enjoy the prominence being on those flowers there. I would like to see this cropped a bit tighter though. I don't need a lot of this tree space that's in the upper right side, but it is in.
Okay, number 6 is in. Number 7, pottery and silver storage.
Going to say out for this one. It's the colors on this one. They're just a little too muted with everything that's in there, the different colors. I feel like it could be a bit more vibrant, a bit more fun on the colors, but it just feels a bit murky.
Okay. Number 7, pottery and silver storage is out. 8, romantic moonlight.
Going to say out on this one as well. I do like that. I'm not sure what exactly to call it, but the single pylon there that's lined up perfectly with the moon. And then you have the shadow of it going down as well, just to create kind of that nice line that goes through the center of the photo. Um, but I would like to see it cropped from the bottom a bit. I don't need all of that water that's not really doing much at the bottom of the photo. So I'm saying out.
Okay, number 8 is out. Number 9, Salisbury or Salisbury?
Going to say out for this one. That shaded tree just overpowers this cathedral and takes away from the magnificence and kind of the majesty that that structure has. Yeah, that dark tree is just too much for me. I'm saying out.
Okay, 9, Salisbury is out. 10, sunny Severn.
Going to say out on this one as well. There's a bit of a lens flare at the bottom, and it doesn't lens flares don't particularly bother me, but if you're gonna have it in there, then like really make that part of the image. Like work it in there, try to enhance it and have it be a bit more prominent in the photo. With it just being down there at the bottom of the frame, it feels like you weren't paying attention to that. So I'm saying out.
Okay, number 10 is out, Sunny Severn. 11, swerved.
Going to say out for this one. I do like the humor of this photo of those, obviously the tracks that go around that woman sitting there on the chair. But other than the humor element, it's just a bit too busy for me.
Number 11, swerved, is out. 12, the past and present.
Going to say out for this one as well. I do like those strong columns and kind of the competing lines of light coming in angularly versus the columns going vertically. And I do appreciate the lone man kind of there sticking out a little bit, but I would like him to be out in front of that one column a little bit more. Um, Also, this shadowed column on the left is a bit too much for me. So that also is another reason I'm taking this one out.
Okay, 12, the past and present, is out. 13, the Prado restaurant.
Going to say out for this one as well. I like the composition, and I really love that you used a small aperture to get the stars, to get that star effect on all the string lights going across. But unlike that balcony photo, this one's just a bit too empty for me. There's just not really much going on to engage with.
Okay, 13, the Prado restaurant, is out. 14, Vatican directions.
Going to say out for this one. It's mainly the time of day that you ended up taking the photo. Might be something that you didn't have any control over, but that shadow being casted over the left side just kind of takes away from the image for me. I just would have rather seen this photo at a different time of day.
Okay, 14, Vatican directions, is out. 15, Virgin River.
I'm gonna say in for this one. I like the composition using the river to kind of wind its way over and guide you up to that mountain that has the sun coming across, illuminating it. I love the competition of that tree coming out to the side. It's just a nice, solid composition for me.
Okay, 15 is in, and that is the end of our images. Let's bring up the thumbnails and make sure we have enough. Okay, attribute. We've got a little bit of a problem. And I don't think we've ever had this before in our Camera Club history where we've taken out too many images, Matthew. So I'm going to say that if you can just sort by only the images that you've rejected, if you can go in and grant one image life, if of all those rejected images, you can give one more of them a second chance. If you can let me know which one it is, I'll put it back in the running, and then we'll go through and rank.
I will go to the past and present.
The past and present. Okay, we're going to bring that one back to life and then sort by unflagged again. Okay, now we have 6 images on screen, And we just need to go honorable mention and then 4th through 1st.
All right.
And Lewis just confirmed that that's what we can do. Perfect.
Yeah. For the first honorable mention, I'm going to go for the past and present.
Okay.
For the next one, I will go to Farmhouse Lane.
Okay. And then 4th through 1st.
For 4th, I will do Bird on Fence Line.
Okay.
The next one will be Picking Flowers.
All right.
And the Baptism
Will be 2nd. And Virgin River 1st.
Yes.
Okay, let me write down all of these in here. Make sure we're doing good. 3rd, 2nd, 1st, and Bird on Fence Line. Perfect. We bring these up and we'll go through our winners. Honorable mention to Ann Hickman with The Past and the Present. Honorable mention to Julie Bennett with Farmhouse Lane. Fourth place to Paul Wilcox with Bird on Fence Line. Third place to Elaine Hambley with Picking Flowers. Second place to Edna Hinkey with Baptism Wanter Flowing. And first place to Doug Wood with Virgin River. Congratulations, everyone. Please be sure to share those images with us on our Facebook group and tell us how you shot them and what you were thinking about when you created them. Okay, Matthew, the last one of the night. You ready?
Yes, I am.
We're going to go to Unlimited Color. We've got 27 images. We need 7. And we'll start the naming. Number 1, Oh Boy. Number 2, Autumn Sunburst. 3, Blade of Grass Mini Blue. 4, Bodie Island Lighthouse. 5, Bridge. 6, Dragonfly Mating. 7, Early Morning at the River. 8, Fern and Spider. 9, God Bless America Lights. 10, Hang On Baby. 11, Holiday Peppermint Swirl Amaryllis. 12, Honey Wagon. 13, Lines to First Base. 14A, Merritt Island Night Heron. 14B, Sunset on Falls Lake. 15, Mother Nature's Art. 16, Running Through. 17, Solar Power. 18, Target Shopper. 19, The Beetle. 20, To the Marsh Walk. 21A, Tridelphia. 21B, Bearded Iris. 22, Vermont Covered Bridge. 23, Window in the Light. 24, Winter Freight Run. 25, roadside view. And that's it. We'll go back to 1, and I will read you the first one and turn it over to you. Number 1, oh boy.
All right, I'm going to say out for this one. The that buoy there is just a little bit too obscured by whatever that is in the foreground that's been out of focus. It just kind of competes too much with attention. I really kind of want to see that buoy. I want to see all the detail that's in there on it, and I'm just kind of getting blocked by all of that grading and everything. I do really love the color on that though. That's part of the reason I want to see more of it.
Number 1, oh boy, is out. 2, autumn sunburst.
This one's in. I absolutely love the color in this. That's just wonderful. Between the colors of the leaves, the blue of the sky, that you didn't blow out the blue of the sky, the composition using that tree from the lower left to angle in. Great image.
Number 2 is in. 3, blade of grass mini blue.
Going to say out for this one. I do really like the color and it's a good capture, but I do wish you were a little bit closer and I could get some more detail of this moth and all of the texture that's on its wings. Yeah, I'm just wanting it to be closer. So I'm saying out for now.
Number 3, blade of grass mini blue is out. 4, Bodie Island Lighthouse.
Going to say out for this one. Really, my main reason is just strength of competition. It is a well done photo, but it is again kind of familiar and doesn't really set itself apart from other photos like this. It is sharp, well lit, but again, just a little too familiar for me.
Okay, 4, Bodie Island Lighthouse is out. 5, bridge.
Going to say out for this one. It's a little muddy, it seems. I'm not sure if it's really completely sharp. And there's not really much here to engage with for me. Out.
Okay, number 5, bridge is out. 6, dragonfly mating.
Going to say out for this one. This is another one where I feel like it kind of crosses a line a little bit too much of photography into digital art. And yeah, for me, it's just too far past photography.
Okay, number 6, dragonfly is out. 7, early morning at the river.
In for this one. Really strong composition. Extremely serene, peaceful setting. And kudos to the person for getting up this early to get that early morning fog going across the land. The exposure is wonderful. You didn't blow out the sky. You have all those nice pastels coming in, and it's just a real solid, serene landscape photo.
Okay, 7 is in. 8, fern and spider.
Going to say in on this one. I love the composition, the juxtaposition of the spider up there at the very top with the fern coming in from the other angle, the play of that somewhat warped geometric pattern with the fern. It all just works together in my opinion.
Number 8 is in. 9, God Bless America lights.
Going to say out for this one. Um, it looks a little shaky, as if it was handheld with a little too long of an exposure. I feel like this is something that you needed to use a tripod for and possibly didn't. Yeah, I'm just gonna say out on that one.
Okay, number 9, the America Lights is out. 10, Hang On Baby.
Ah, Triumph Triple. I'm working on one of those bikes right now. I'll try not to have my bias of the horrible headlight setup on that thing influence it. Um, Going to say out for this one. I'd like it to have a little bit longer shutter speed for that pan effect to really kind of blur the background a bit more. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna say out on this one.
Okay, number 10, Hang On Baby is out. Number 11, Holiday Peppermint Swirl Amaryllis.
Going to say in for this one. A really well done studio shoot, very well lit, extremely sharp, and a nice simplistic composition. And the colors work great.
Number 11 is in. 12, Honey Wagon.
I'm going to say out for this one. I do enjoy the vividness of the green in this image, and I love how it goes well with the sky and the nice kind of soft amber that the sky goes from the blue down to that kind of somewhat pinkish shade that it gets. The left side of the image though is a bit distracting to me with the tree coming in, and I could do with a crop of the bottom portion of the photo. I don't need all of the road and that field at the bottom of the photo. I'm going to say out.
Okay, number 12, Honey Wagon is out. 13, Lines to First Base.
Going to say out for this one. It looks like a bit too long of a shutter speed, and you weren't really able to freeze the action on this one. Um, yeah, I'd just like to see somebody in this photo kind of nice and tack sharp, but everyone's got a little bit of motion blur to them. I also would like it cropped in a little bit on the right side. I don't need that bit of brick structure and that lone chair sitting there on the side. Out.
Okay, number 13, Lines to First Base is out. 14A, Merritt Island Night Heron.
Going to say out on this one. It's very well lit and good colors for the image, but it looks a little soft to me around the eye and the beak, where I really want the image to be sharp. It looks like I'm getting more sharpness on the branch a little bit higher up to the right side than what I have on the bird's eye. And so that's just a bit of a problem for me. So I'm going to say out. Also,
14A,
a really good job to blur out the background as well, but unfortunately, it's still out.
14A, Merritt Island Night Heron is out. 14B, Sunset on Falls Lake.
Going to say out for this one. It's got nice color for a sunset image, but the composition is just kind of lacking for me. It's got that signpost that's sitting there in the river that's just kind of dead centered. I'd like to see that maybe put a bit more down to the left hand corner and allow for some more space up to the top and the side. A lot of this um, kind of reflection and ripple part of the pond that's at the bottom just really doesn't do much for me. So I'd like to see the composition for this one changed.
Okay. 14B, Sunset on Falls Lake is out. 15, Mother Nature's Art.
I'm going to say out for this one. It seems really grainy. The colors are nice, but again, it's really, really grainy from what I'm seeing, and that just kind of takes away from the rest of the image. It's a nice composition of putting that there and having the competing textures of the wood and the leaf, but again, too grainy for me.
Okay. 15, Mother Nature's Art is out. 16, Running Through.
I'm going to say out for this one, and this is a case where I'd like to see this one in black and white rather than color. Since the colors in it are so homogeneous anyway, it doesn't do much as a color photo for me. So I'd like to see it converted to black and white, where you'd have the repetition and those leading lines be a bit of a stronger element. So I'm going to say out.
16, Running Through is out. 17, Solar Power.
In for this one. This is a wonderfully done silhouette, great composition, having all of that industrial work down at the lower edge of the photo and kind of gradually going up from the right to left side. Wonderful placement with the sun where it is, and the red of the sky is wonderful. In
17 is in. Come on, Lightroom. There we go. 18, Target Shopper.
I'm going to say out for this one. It, I'm not sure if the reflection is supposed to be adding to the photo or not, but it's creating a distraction for me. Having all of the like the Ethan Allen and the restoration hardware in that reflection, it's just not helping me. I'm gonna say out.
Number 18, Target Shopper is out. Number 19, The Beetle.
Going to say out on this one. Kind of similar to the other insect photo or the photo of the moth, where I'd like this to be tighter in. You've got great texture of this leaf and the beetle there. So that's really what I want to see. All of this blurred out background on the left hand side of the image really does nothing for me. If you could get in tighter on the beetle and the leaf, it's a much more prominent photo.
Okay, number 19, The Beetle is out. 20, To the Marsh Walk.
Going to say out for this one. It is a nice, peaceful, serene scene, but it seems to be a little bit crooked. Uh, the horizon across that riverbank, if that's what it is, doesn't seem quite straight. The tree doesn't seem straight, and that's a little bit distracting to me. Um, I also wouldn't mind the colors being popped up or just being adjusted. It seems like it's getting a bit too that the green is going a bit too yellow for me. So I'm saying out.
Okay, number 20 to the marsh walk is out. 21A, Tridelphia.
Going to say out for this one as well. It's a nice solid composition. I enjoy the leading line that's sending you over to the pavilion. That has the nice composition being over on the left side of the frame, giving you some empty space on the right. But that kid's clothing is just a bit too retina burning for me to go in with the rest of this photo. It just creates a bit too much tension and not in a positive way for me.
21A, Tridelphia is out. 21B, Bearded Iris.
Going to say out on this one as well. I really enjoy the color on this, but all of that fine detail in there doesn't seem super sharp, and I'd really like that to have some more sharpness to it. um I do enjoy the composition of how, what I believe is that called a pistil of the flower is has the background of the petal going with it. But yeah, it's just not sharp enough for my taste. So I'm going to say out.
Okay, 21B, Bearded Iris is out. 22, Vermont Covered Bridge.
Going to say out for this one as well. The image quality looks a little poor to me. I do really enjoy the autumn colors, the nice little bit of orange in the leaves as they start to change. It goes well with the red. I do enjoy your composition with the reeds in the foreground. But yeah, the image quality is just a little too low for me. So I'm saying out.
Okay, 22, Vermont Covered Bridge is out. 23, Window in the Light.
Going to say out for this one as well. When you're doing an architectural photo like this, you really need to make sure things line up right, and the arch of that awning is just a little off center on that window, to where it just kind of bothers me a bit. It doesn't really completely work. I do love the red of the brick competing with that white paint, though. That's a very good, strong contrast there. But yeah, that little bit of alignment just knocks the image out for me.
23 is out. 24, Winter Freight Run.
I'm going to say in for this one. I really enjoy the composition, the curve that the train and the tracks that are on to create a sense of motion around the frame, and then that big puff of smoke you have coming out of the engine. Um, I would like it to have a bit more detail to it, but the overall image is very solid.
Okay, 24 is in. 25, Roadside View.
I'm also going to say in for this one. I really enjoyed the low perspective here. Um, Yeah, the low perspective really does it for me in this image. And then, of course, the leading lines of the road to send you right up into those mountains. This doesn't seem roadside, though. But yeah, it's in.
25 roadside view is in, and I believe that is the end. We'll go back to our thumbnails and omit the ones that we've taken out already. And confirm for me we have 7.
Six. I have 7.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me your honorable mentions, and we'll go from there.
My first honorable mention is the holiday pepper, the flower peppermint swirl.
Okay.
My next honorable mention is the winter freight run.
Okay.
Next we will go to the fern and spider.
Okay, and that is your third honorable mention. Now, 4th through 1st.
4th, early morning at the river.
Mm-hmm.
After early morning at the river, roadside view.
Okay.
After roadside view, autumn sunburst.
Okay.
And then solar power. And that should be first, right?
That is.
Okay.
Here are your winners. Holiday Peppermint Swirl Amaryllis by J.C. Williams. Another honorable mention to Mike Thomas for Winter Freight Run. Our third honorable mention to Bob Weber with Fern and Spider. 4th place to Kathy Hockle, Early Morning at the River. 3rd place to Kathy Hockle for Roadside View. 2nd place to Chuck Gallegos for Autumn Sunburst. And 1st place to Ron Piper for Solar Power. Congratulations to all our winners. Please be sure to share these photos to Facebook and give us all your technical details and what you were thinking about when you shot them. Thank you so much, Matthew. Do we have any time? If anybody has any questions for you, Matthew?
Oh, yeah, I have time.
If anybody would like to send over some questions in chat, we'll be sure to send them over to Matthew's way and get his input. While we are waiting for a little bit of a Facebook delay, I want to remind everybody that next week we will do something for our virtual holiday party stream because unfortunately we can't have it in person this year. Look for some information on Monday on the conference style, on the link, the password, and how to get in there. Of course, we will also work through Facebook, and in case anybody just doesn't want to set the camera up, set the microphone up, you just want to kind of enjoy. Also, be sure to check out Brian Flynn's CDs and books. As I said, until the 31st of December, Brian has been very gracious to donate $5 from each sale to the Arundel Camera Club. Just make sure that after you purchase those on his website, send him an email and let him know that you purchased it through the Arundel Camera Club link, and he will be happy to send those over to us. We also have the limited edition, only until next week, we have the 2020 Arundel Camera Club holiday ornaments, which are made by order. Everyone who has expressed an interest in ordering them has had theirs created. If you have not settled up with Michelle yet, please make sure you do so. She has your ornament and is waiting to ship that out to you. Matthew, I don't think we have any questions, but we do have some comments that great images tonight. And you had a very, very unique and very informational judging and comments for everybody. Thank you so much for such a great job.
Oh, well, happy to help.
And Matthew, where can people find you again?
That Baltimore photographer. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I have a website.
Excellent. And that Baltimore photographer is for Facebook and Instagram as well as the website, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Look Matthew up and send him a like. And with that, we will close the meeting. Matthew, if you just hang on for a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and go to the ending credits. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight, and we will look forward to seeing you next week. Good night.